Hello there. Are you also looking for a peaceful moment to make yourself a warm little snack by hand? In the rush of everyday life, sometimes all it takes is a small green corner like this. You sit down, holding a cup of hot coffee or tea. Beside you is a basket of raw chestnuts. Their glossy brown shells already tempting at first glance. You pick one up, turn it lightly in your hand, and try to bite and peel it with your fingernails. Nothing moves. If you've ever eaten chestnuts, you probably know this feeling. And that's exactly why today, I'm going to show you a much simpler way to prepare chestnuts. So peeling them is no longer a dreaded task. Place the basket of chestnuts on the table. And slowly pour them all into a large glass bowl. Each chestnut drops down with a dry, solid sound. At this step, all you need is a bowl big enough to make the next steps easier and neater. Fill the bowl with water. As soon as the water touches the chestnuts, gently stir them with your hand and start rubbing them together. The dirt clinging to the shells quickly loosens. The water gradually turns cloudy. This is a small but very important step. Chestnuts go through many stages of harvesting and transportation, and their outer shells are not as clean as you might think. Washing them thoroughly under cold water helps remove dust and impurities, so when they're roasted, they're not only delicious, but also more reassuring to eat. Once they're clean, pour off the dirty water and add boiling water to the bowl. Steam rises softly, enveloping all the chestnuts. Let them soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. This step serves two purposes. First, it helps reduce bacteria more effectively. Second, and just as important, it slightly softens the chestnut shells. With something as hard as a chestnut shell, even a small amount of softening makes a big difference for the next steps. When the soaking time is up, use a strainer to lift the chestnuts into a bamboo basket and let them drain. The quiet dripping of water signals that everything is ready for the most important stage. Pick up a sturdy pair of scissors. Hold a chestnut in one hand, and with the other, gently cut a shallow line across the shell. There's no need to cut deeply, just enough to create a crack in the shell. With this method, the key is to go slowly and keep a firm grip. Chestnut shells are slippery, and rushing can easily cause the scissors to slip. This is a common technique that anyone can use, but it still requires care. And if you want an even safer method, this is where a small trick comes in handy. Take a wooden spoon and place a chestnut in the bowl of the spoon. The natural curve holds the chestnut steady, it won't roll or slip. Now you just need to use a knife to score a horizontal line or an X-shaped cut on the shell. Everything becomes much easier. The cut is clean and even, and most importantly, safe. No more worrying about slipping hands or using too much force. It's a small tip, but incredibly effective, especially when you're working with a lot of chestnuts. After scoring all the chestnuts, arrange them on a plate. Place the tray into the basket of the air fryer. Then line the basket with a piece of parchment paper, cutting it so it fits neatly inside the air fryer. Add all the scored chestnuts into the parchment-lined basket. Sprinkle a little brown sugar over them. Then add some margarine. As the margarine heats up, it melts and slowly coats the chestnuts, creating a very distinctive aroma. Use a spatula or spoon to gently toss the chestnuts so they're evenly coated with butter and sugar. There's no need to be too precise. Just make sure each chestnut gets touched by a bit of butter. Now it's time to roast. Set the air fryer to about 170 degrees Celsius. Cook for around 20 minutes. As they roast. You can peek through the air fryer window or watch a time-lapse shot. The butter begins to melt and sizzle softly. The chestnut shells slowly split open along the scored lines, opening up like tiny flower petals. When the air fryer stops, pull the basket out. A warm, inviting fragrance rises immediately. The chestnuts are now beautifully roasted, their shells split wide. Their surface is glossy from the butter and sugar, usually. When parchment paper is placed directly in the basket, it tends to puff up and doesn't fit snugly. To fix this, fold the four edges of the parchment inward slightly. Then fold the four corners as well. The result is a neat paper mold that fits perfectly into the basket. Place the paper mold into the bamboo basket and pour all the chestnuts in. Lift the entire paper liner gently, nothing sticks, nothing gets messy. Now it's time to check the results. Pick up a chestnut while it's still hot. With just a gentle squeeze, the shell comes off effortlessly. Inside is a golden, crumbly, fragrant center. Finally, you return to the familiar balcony. The morning is just as peaceful as when you started. You peel and enjoy the chestnuts at the same time, savoring their rich, nutty flavor, buttery aroma, and a light sweetness that's easy to enjoy. If you found this tip helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment below the video. See you in the next one.